And we're back with another video. But we're back. Period. Okay, we're gonna do my everyday makeup routine. What's up, guys? So today we're gonna be doing my everyday makeup routine, and the first thing I like to start off with is a primer, and I am using e.l.f.'s Power Grip Primer with the 4% niacinamide. It's the pink one. I find that this one is a little bit better than the blue one. It allows my face to not get super greasy and oily throughout the day. And I just use a regular brush. Doesn't matter which one, to be honest. It's just primer. And you can thank my man for making me laugh this entire time, and making me look like a crazy woman. So the next step is actually me putting on some chapstick because my lips are crusty as I don't know what, and I'm not trying to get talked about. So yeah, it's just a regular Vaseline chapstick, nothing important. Next in my tutorial, or my routine, is eyebrows, which is really the first thing that I do besides primer. It just makes it easier to blend the concealer in later with the foundation. So I actually go in with Morphe's eyebrow pencil, and it's my first time actually trying this one. Typically I'm the person that likes to get one from a drugstore that sharpens, but I wanted to try something a little different this time. And I'm honestly very surprised and satisfied, but I'm going to be upset when it runs out because I have to go back to Ulta to get another one. I can't just sharpen it. But honestly, it was cheap, it was affordable, so that's always a plus. Not too much on me having to draw my eyebrows on because y'all know I don't have eyebrows. I've never had eyebrows. It's a genetic thing. My daddy don't have eyebrows either, so it is what it is. But I draw them on in the shape that I want, and then I clean it up with some concealer. And the concealer that I'm using is also from Morphe, which it is also very affordable, and it was, I think, $12 in the shade Tan 22 Warm. And honestly, this is my favorite concealer. I don't think I'll ever go back to drugstore concealer just because this is so cheap and it does a great job. So I'm not gonna lie, I think me doing my eyebrows is the most time consuming part of this entire routine, but that is just because I like them to look like sisters, not cousins, and I also want them to look nice and clean, and that just takes a lot of time, a lot of practice. So yeah. Once I finish cleaning them up, I just go in with another brush and I smooth out around the brows. This will just help it blend better with the foundation. Okay, so next is me applying foundation. I know it looks extra bright when I put it on, but I promise it is the right shade. and when it cools down and it oxidizes and it mixes with everything else, it will look perfect. But you know, I'm using the OG Fenty Beauty Matte Pro Filter Longwear Foundation in the shade of 400. This has been my go-to foundation for years. It is not really on the affordable side, but it is my favorite. It hasn't done me wrong. And yeah. So I'm just taking a flat foundation brush and I'm gently moving the foundation all around my face. I think the biggest mistake that people make when applying foundation is either putting too much or putting too little, or using a brush that kind of moves the foundation around too much, and it kind of messes up the final airbrush look. So just think about that when you do your foundation next time. Okay, so my entire history of me doing makeup, I have never been a blush fan. Like literally ever. Every time that I would try blush, it just would not fit me and I just hated it. But recently I started using blush and experimenting with different shades. So in this video I'm actually using Juvia's Place blush, cream blush in the color Deliah. In the color Deliah. Or Dahlia, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. And as you can see, I kind of put too much blush on one side, but that is okay because I always do blush before concealer, just because it's a little bit easier to fix, blend out, and just make it look like it's all put together if I do the blush first. If I do the blush after the concealer, it's a little bit harder to blend, so yeah. So now I'm going in with that same concealer shade that I used to clean up my eyebrows, and I'm using that to highlight under my eyes, the bridge of my nose, under my chin. Sometimes I do my forehead, but that's not something I do every single day. And I take another brush. This one's a little bit fluffier and flatter than a typical powder brush, and I just use that to blend out my concealer. I'm also very gentle with the way that I blend this out, just so it doesn't move around too much and it keeps that full coverage that you are looking for. I also drag it up from the corners of my eyes just to give my face a more snatched look, and it honestly does the job, so try it. Don't judge. It's so hard. It's so much harder to do makeup when you have lash extensions because you have to be careful. So I had to brush my lash extensions and make sure they weren't in the way.
Straight to a penthouse, Miami Beach. Talk crazy on tweets. They don't want it cause I come to defeat. I peep, these niggas all sweet. Bamboo sticks all in the Jeep. It's a new weirdo every week. Get the whip, put it up for my seeds. No care for the IG, just no care anything for clout.
Okay, so this is my favorite part, which is setting that concealer with a loose translucent powder and baking it onto my face. So I'm using the Morphe Bake Set setting powder in Banana Rich for under my eyes, the bridge of my nose, and my chin. This is basically the same shade as Ben Nye's banana powder because I've used that one previously. But yeah, it's super soft, super light. It doesn't look too bright if you keep it at a minimal level. And I use the little, I don't even know what you call these, the little powder triangle thingies. Yeah, I use those. I just started using those actually because I was using beauty blenders at first, but the powder triangle thingies changed the game, so I use those now. And I let that bake for just a little bit because I don't want a really super huge bright under eye every single day. And then I go in and I use another loose powder, loose translucent powder, which is also Morphe, in the shade Translucent Rich, which is the same shade as my foundation slash skin color. And this kind of tones down the brightness of the previous setting powder, and it just blends everything together, including that bright blush. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out if I like it or not, but this is the routine for now. And as you can see, it's an automatic difference. Like the bottom half of my face looks a lot more put together and blended than the top half of my face at this point. But once you put all of that together, it really just comes together all nice and neat. So now we're getting into the final stages of my makeup routine, and I am using the Fenty Beauty Trac'd Out lip liner in the color I Wouldn't. I want to do a full review on these liners once I get more shades, but right now I think I'm in love with it, and the consistency is very nice. It actually does stay on your lips until like maybe halfway through the day, but it's a really good lip liner. But like I said, I'm going to do a full review when I get more shades. But I just line my lips with that, and then sometimes I'll use different lip glosses. I don't particularly use the same lip gloss every day, but today I am using another Fenty Beauty product. It is the Gloss Bomb in shade Fussy. I've used this for years again as well. It's one of my favorite lip glosses. It's creamy, it lasts for a very, very, very long time, and it pretty much goes with everything. So yeah. And of course, the last step in every single makeup routine is to make sure you set your entire face with setting spray, and this is the Urban Decay De-Slick setting spray because I have such oily skin that if I don't do this step, I will look like a grease ball by the end of the day, which is so disappointing. But I find this is the only thing that keeps me looking matte the entire day. And I just use my fan to dry it just so I can see how it looks before I leave the house. And yeah, that is pretty much it. That is my everyday makeup routine. Of course, like I said, there are a couple of things that change here and there, but this is pretty much the basics. Yeah, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, I look like a crazy woman dancing in this video, but y'all already know what it is. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! Baby, I'm late, but I And that's my everyday makeup routine. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next video.